Hey everyone, I'm Trent Dressel. Today I'm going to share with you 3 basic steps to closing any sales deal. I have personally won more than $1.54 million in revenue in my sales career. When I first started closing deals, I overcomplicated the process, did not have my name on a t-shirt, and it prevented me from making more money. I don't want to see the same happen to you. Regardless of the industry or the buyer you're selling into, your customer has a problem. All your customer wants to do is to go from this challenge is making my job and my life harder to this solution the salesperson is trying to sell me will make me more successful, will get me more recognition from my boss, will help me make more money, will help me provide for my family. All the things you want as a salesperson, the customer you are selling to also wants these outcomes. The problem for most salespeople is that they feature dump, and this goes right over your customer's head, resulting in you losing the deal. So here are 3 basic steps to helping you close any sale. Step number 1 is listening. A basic communication principle is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Imagine if you have a dog, you just purchased a new house, you have these nice white carpets, and every night your dog is throwing up on these carpets. You don't know why because you're feeding your dog this organic food. So you take your dog to the veterinarian, hoping that the veterinarian will solve your dog from throwing up on the floor again so you don't have to clean it up, deal with the stink, or ruin the carpets and replace them. So you walk into the veterinarian's office and you say, "Vet, yeah, my dog is," and before you even finish, the veterinarian says, "I know exactly what you need. Your dog needs this medicine. I prescribed it. Go to the pharmacy. You'll be good to go." And you're thinking in your head, the vet didn't listen to me. Is this going to solve my dog's problems? Is my life going to be easier as a result of this appointment? And you're thinking, no, it's not going to be. In order for a veterinarian to solve you or your dog's problem, the veterinarian needs to first diagnose, well, what is the actual problem? And in order to diagnose, a veterinarian or a salesperson needs to begin by asking questions. So, hey, what is the problem? Why is that a problem? What would you like to see be solved as a result of meeting with me here today? When you first start asking questions in a sales cycle, you are nervous that you are not going to know what to say. So you're so worried about what question you're going to ask next, opposed to actually listening to what the customer is saying. So the next principle under listening is to make sure you listen with the intent to truly understand. When I'm at a restaurant and I'm ordering food to the waiter and they don't have a little notepad, I'm already thinking in my mind, this is not a good experience. They're not even listening to me. I want the waiter to write down every word I said and said, "So you want the steak medium rare with the mashed potatoes, add extra mac and cheese with lobster in it." Yes, that's exactly what I want. When you are speaking with your customer, make sure they feel heard. You can use phrases like, "Hey, it seems like, it sounds like, you told me X. Have you thought about Y?" Whenever you hear an answer, don't just take it at surface value. Ask yourself, how can I go a layer deeper to truly display my listening intent so that I can diagnose and then eventually prescribe a solution to my customer. Step number 2 is to make your customer feel special. Your customer simply wants to feel heard. If they feel like they've been listened to and they leave your sales call thinking, "Man, they really understand me." Your customer goes through life, their spouse doesn't listen to them, their kids don't listen to them, their colleagues don't listen to them, no one listens to them. So you as the salesperson, if you're going to turn up to the meeting and talk their ear off, and you're on these sales calls and you look at the transcription and you've talked for 70-80% of the call, you're already at a disadvantage because that's what most of the other salespeople are going to do. So in order to truly make them feel special and heard, you need to listen with the intent to understand, and then you need to reply back to display your empathy that you truly have heard what they are saying. I listened to Oprah speak at a conference once, and they asked her, they said, "Oprah, what has made you so successful? What do you do differently than every other talk show host?" And she says, "It's actually pretty simple. I make the other person feel special." How can you make the other person feel special? You make them feel special by truly listening, not interrupting them, repeating back to them what they say, using their first name, and having a smile on your face. This is what it takes to make somebody feel special. I was on the phone with a financial advisor the other day, and they show up to the meeting with this training person. They show up to the meeting with this big page of, "Hey, this is what we recommend with this asset allocation." I'm sitting there, I want them to make me feel special. I want them to say, man, Trent, it's impressive the wealth you've accumulated, the big YouTube channel you have, having a t-shirt with your name on it. I want them to make me feel special, and I'm going to be so much more inclined to buy whatever service they have opposed to them just telling me, hey, this is what the deal is going to be. Step number 3 is to have confidence. Imagine a basketball player that's wide open in the corner. They get the ball passed to them and they kind of hesitate, and then they take a step and shoot and they miss it 100% of the time because they are not certain in themselves. When you are showing up to give a speech, you must be certain in your message. You must believe in what you are saying so strongly, it doesn't even have to be right, that the other person will naturally say, this person has such conviction in the way they speak that they must know what they're talking about. I've showed up to meetings with 10 prospects from the customers team, all of them at least 10 years more tenured than me in their career, and I don't even have any pre-call contact. When I show up to that meeting, I'm not talking in terms of, guys, I think it'd be good if you thought about this. I'm showing up saying, look, based on my experience, I've seen this happen. I recommend we look at it like this. Hey, what's it going to take for us to get to that point? What would that mean for your business once we have that set up in place? You speak with absolute conviction and confidence in what you are talking about so firmly that they naturally will say, this person is so certain in the outcome, I believe them. People want to be led by people who have a vision and people who truly know what they are talking about. So show up to your meetings, make sure you truly listen with the intent to understand, then to be understood. Ask your questions, make your prospect feel special, empathize with their unique challenge and situation, and then prescribe a recommendation with full confidence and conviction that they will have no choice other than signing with your product service solution. Remember, your customer wants to go from this problem is making my job harder to, as a result of buying this salesperson's solution, it is going to help me be more successful and get promoted. If you enjoyed today's video, subscribe to the channel now because it helps.